It is senior night in the jungle as we welcome you to Tigers Field on the campus of Dripping Springs High School, where tonight your Dripping Springs Tigers takes on their district rival for the final time in the Lehman Lobos out of Kyle, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we welcome you to Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Melvin Jones here with you. It is senior night here in the jungle. Tonight, 13 seniors gets the recognition that they properly deserve here in the jungle. This is a huge game in district play as well. Tigers win tonight. Tigers clinch their spot in the postseason. Right now, they're sitting in third place, right behind Canyon and Johnson. But those two teams are playing tonight. The last time these two teams met, it was a really Hagler-Hearns type battle. 20-12 was the final score in that one. In a wild game, the wildest game so far this season, where 12 pitchers were used, 32 runs, 5 home runs, including 2 coming off the bat of Brandon Arvison. Speaking of Brandon Arvison, he gets the start on the mound tonight, opposing Nathaniel Perez for Lehman. Senior night festivities happened about 45 minutes ago, but don't you worry. We will show you the entire festivities coming up after the break. And the sounds of the voice of Tiger Stadium, Jeff Goss, will lead you in those ceremonies. So coming up right after the break, the senior night festivities from about 45 minutes ago as the players continue to warm up. Top of the hour, Tigers and Lobos. Huge matchup here in District 26. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school, plus all those memories that are on the line too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
To the jungle. Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Tigers and Lobos coming up at the top of the hour. Meanwhile, 45 minutes ago, senior night festivities happened right here in the jungle. Let's swing you now to those festivities that happened. And the sweet voice, the voice of Tiger Stadium, Jeff Goss, with the festivities.
Good afternoon and welcome to Senior Night 2022, where we take the opportunity to honor the seniors of the 2022 Tiger Baseball team and say thanks to the parents for loading these fine young men to the baseball program. Before we start, we'd like to honor the Lehman seniors. Lorenzo Vazan, Adrian Benavides, Clayton Durante, Oscar Garza, Tanner Johnson, Anthony Martinez, Alfredo Orozco, Isaac Perez, John Roberts, Aiden Sanchez. Good luck. friendships along the way. He wants his parents to know he loves them and thanks them for everything they've done for him. Quietly, with one word. Escalada. Sam Abigail. Sam was escorted by his parents Sam and Leon, and his grandfather Bill Wolf. Sam will attend Phoenix College to play baseball. Sam will be persistent at all the games and represent athletes. Sam is hoping for another great run this season just like last season. He wants to thank his parents for all the time, effort, money, and encouragement they have given him. He sends his love to both of you. Sam leaves his teammates with this message. Keep working hard and don't take any moment for granted. Luke Hudson. Luke is escorted by his parents, Wayne, and Cody. Luke is taken to college to the great state of Montana and attend Montana State University. Luke will study business and eventually wants to own his own business. Luke's best memory is his walk-off hit against the game and celebrating with his teammates. We'd like to tell his family thank you so much for all of the support you've shown him, and the words cannot describe how grateful he is to have parents like you. Luke would like his teammates to know that he wouldn't want to go into battle with any other group of young men, and to cherish every moment you have in every sport you play. Billy Burnett. Billy is being escorted by his parents Andy and Robbie Burnett. Billy will be going to college at UTSA in the fall, where he will major in computer science. After completing college, Billy wants a job as a cybersecurity analyst. His most memorable moment was watching Blake Bryant break his ankle during his dogpile celebration. Billy wants to thank his parents for investing so much of their time for his love of his favorite game. He believes his teammates never give up, focus on what he can control, and know that there's a good year before he can do it. Nate Dunn. Nate was escorted by his parents Dawn and Ruth. Nate was blue and orange in the fall of the Longhorn. Ada wants to study math in college and pursue a career as an analyst with the NBLP. Nate loves practice and flying around during batting practice. He'd like to thank his family for all of the time and work and dedication. His message to his team is simple. He wants to win a state championship. Chase Movement. Chase is escorted by his parents, Brent and Simone. Chase will be going to Texas A&M University in the fall. He will be majoring in agribusiness with the hopes of becoming a multi-business entrepreneur. His favorite memory as a baseball player is enjoying the ride of 2021 and making new friendships this season. He wants to thank his family for all of their support throughout the years, no matter what. He'd like to remind his teammates to work hard as possible and not take anything for granted. Parker Cook. Parker is escorted by his father, Patrick. Parker will be traveling to College Station in the fall to be a fighting Aggie. Parker wants to major in finance and ranch management. He'd like to ultimately sell ranches and make a bunch of money so he can donate a portion of his earnings to his Tiger baseball program. Parker is the spiritual leader on the team and enjoys leading the good story and more exams. He thanks his parents for the love and support throughout the years. He anticipates a great playoff run with his team this season. Ace was escorted by his coach, Ryan and Tiffany. Ace will be playing baseball in the fall at Dakota State. At Dakota State, he is set aside his security. His favorite moment is coming up with a clutch hit last season in round 3. Ace wants to thank know how appreciative he is of all the time, travel, lessons, early mornings, and late nights they have been there. He thanks God for raising his son above his person every day. He wants to encourage the underclassmen to continue to work hard because you never know when you'll have that opportunity to shine. Cody Daniels. Cody is escorted by his parents, Penny Aldridge, and Kurt Daniels. Cody will be going to UTSA in the fall. At UTSA, Cody will major in finance with hopes to become a financial analyst one day. His most memorable moment is when Coach Payne suggested he try pitching submarine in the game and was able to strike the next batter out. Cody was up to thank his parents for putting their heart and soul into everything more. He wouldn't be the young man who is today without their guidance. Cody won't forget the memories made on the field and will miss having fun playing baseball with his peers. His message to the underclassmen: stay beauty and don't suck. Matthew Schindler. Matthew is escorted by his mom, Kristen, and fiancé, Sharon, and dad, Jason. Matthew will be playing baseball at Garden City Community College in Kansas in the fall. While at Garden City, he will get his degree in exercise and sports science and become a personal trainer. His most memorable moment this year is being taken to the emergency room mid-game against Valor Heights after being hit where the sun don't shine. He'd like to thank his mom for all the years of support, start to finish. His message to his team is time flies, great memories were made, and all the time. Rico is escorted by his parents, Kurt and Andy. Rico was in a Italian junior college to play baseball. While at TIGERS, he has studied business with an emphasis on sports management. One of his most memorable moments as a Tiger was last season in the regional finals against Louth, when he ran a play down from shortstop and called him out at the plate. The entire Louth fan base really loved Rico after that. He wants to thank his family for meeting him to Griffin Springs. He will forever be grateful for all that you've done for him. He knows y'all are only hard on him because you care. He loves both of you dearly. Rico would like to thank his teammates for being there for him during the highs and lows. He wishes the team next season the best of luck. Brandon Arvidsson. Brandon was escorted by his parents, Brian and Patricia. Arv will be asked in the fall to compete the SEC as an Iron baseball player. Brandon will study sports management. His goal is to be able to either play or coach in the NFL. His favorite memory as a Tiger baseball player was last year when he being able to help his team reach the regional finals. Arv wants to thank his parents for all the sacrifices they have made for him. He wants them to know he wouldn't be where he is today without their support. Brandon encourages teammates to appreciate every chance you have and teammates to those five baskets in the game. But before he leaves, he wants his team to go all the way. Teddy Brown. Teddy is escorted by his parents, Pat and Ashley. Teddy will be going to college at Central Michigan University. Undecided at this time what he wants to do, but he loves his teammates and teammates and enjoys them. Teddy is one of the team's favorites and always knows how to get people motivated. Teddy loves his parents and wants to thank them for always supporting him. His message to his team is that time flies. Go to work and all of it. Coach Payne to the senior class of 2022. All of you hold a special place in my heart. My biggest joy as a coach is not to see your successes on the field, but how you turn out as young men off the field. All of you will blossom into successful future husbands, fathers, and caretakers of your families. I'm excited to finish this year strong, determined and together. All in. Thank you very much, class of 2022. starting lineup for the Tigers. Shortstop, number 22, Nico Ruedas. Second baseman, number 11, Aiden Perry. Pitcher, number 25, Brandon Arvidsson. First baseman, number 1, Mason Ashlock. Center fielder, number 13, Taylor Tracy. Right fielder, number 10, Parker Cook. Third baseman, number 4, Sam Agajanian. Catcher, number 21, Matt Schindler. Left fielder, number 3, Aiden Dennis. And the rest of the Tigers. Tigers are coached by Chris Payne, assisted by Caleb Reynolds, Tim Clary, and Steven Skoczak. Would you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem?
As we get ready for the first pitch from Brandon Arvidsson. Senior night here in the jungle. Take a look at your starters around the horn for the Tigers. Of course, on the bump tonight, Big B Brandon Arvidsson. Behind home plate, Matty Ice, Matt Schindler. At first base, Mason Ashlock. Second base tonight, AP, Aiden Perry. At short, in his normal position, Nico Redis. Starting at third tonight, the senior, Sam Agajanian. In the outfield, playing left field tonight is going to be AD, Aiden Dennis. Out at center, the freshman phenom, Taylor Tracy. And in right field, Parker Cook. All seniors on the field with the exceptions of Aiden Dennis and Taylor Tracy. As Big B continues his warm-ups. Mason Ashlock as well. 6 seniors out in the field as we are getting ready. Of course, Brandon getting ready to go to College Station next season to play ball for the Aggies of Texas A&M. By the way, A&M and Longhorns renew their rivalry in 2024. As Isaac Perez steps up to the plate for the Lobos on this windy Friday night here in the jungle. .59 right now. We're going to have a 7 o'clock on the dot. First pitch. As Brandon Arvidsson readies. Left-hander. First pitch. Outside for ball 1. And we are underway here in the jungle. Important game tonight for the Tigers. Tigers win. They are in, and they are postseason bound. As Brandon that time goes right down the middle for strike 1. Count goes even to Isaac Perez, 1-1. Big B fires Swing does Perez. And he goes down in the count. Ball and 2 strikes. Andrew Cruz in the on-deck circle for the Lobos. And Brandon Arvison gets his first strikeout of the night. First out of this first inning.
Now batting shortstop, number 9, Andrew Cruz.
Perfect start for Big B. Perfect starts for the Tigers. As Andrew Cruz comes up to face Brandon Arvison. Lefty versus lefty. And Arvison fires. Inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 on Cruz. The opposing pitcher, Nathaniel Perez, is in the on-deck circle for the Lobos. The wind is howling tonight. And Arvison with the 0-1. That time, it's going to drop right in front of Aiden Dennis for a base hit as Andrew Cruz gets on base. First hit tonight for the Lobos. 1 on and 1 out for the opposing pitcher, Nathaniel Perez. Do apologize for the audio difficulties from the wind during senior night festivities. As Arvison fires. Low and inside for ball 1. As you can tell, like I said, the wind is screaming tonight. Blowing in. So the balls are going to go a little bit everywhere on this field tonight. Here's the 1-0 from Big B. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Perez. Peter Cienega in the on-deck circle for the Lobos. 2 balls, no strikes now to Perez. 1 on and 1 out. Arvison looks back at first. He fires. And it should be an easy double play. Nico to AP to Mason Ashlock. And the Tigers quickly get out of the inning. And that was fast. 1 hit. And that is all for the Lobos. Nico, AP, Big B, all coming up in the bottom of the first. Scoreless. And the Tigers come up the bat on senior night. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd 13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up the corner. Quick pitch to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Nothing as Nico is leading off for the Tigers as we welcome you back to the jungle as Guns N' Roses helped us come back into this bottom of the first. Scoreless. Here's Nico. The last time these two teams met, Nico went 4 for 6. He's going up against Perez, and Nico couldn't hold his swing. Strike 1. Nico was spraying the ball all over the place in Lehman. And Nico bounces one high, and it's going to be put out by Roberts for the first out of the inning. Here's AP now. No one on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. AP hopes to get his senior night started with a bang. And here's the first pitch from Perez. AP slices one in the right field, base hit. So Aiden Perry gets on with one out. And here comes Big B. Pitcher versus pitcher in this at bat. Brandon, the last time these two teams met, 2 home runs. The second one, definitely a no-doubter. Brandon had the bat flip of the year as he takes on Perez for the first time. And Perez with the first pitch, that one goes high for ball 1. 1-0 to Brandon Arvison. Mason Ashlock is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Perez looks back at first. Here's the 1-0. He fires it. As Brandon fouls it out of play, count goes even, ball and a strike. Tigers with 2 more games in this regular season. They go to Smoky Joe's for the final time Tuesday night in Seguin. We'll finish up against Tivy here in the jungle next Friday night. Perez fires. Brandon slices one in the left field, and the Tigers have 2 on and 1 out. Here in the bottom of the first, and here comes Mace. As Luke Hudson comes in the courtesy run for Brandon Arvison. Tigers 2 on, 1 out. And Mace, who has been on fire at the plate. And quickly, Orozco goes to talk to Perez. The Lobos finds themselves in a little bit of trouble. Lobos right now fighting for their playoff lives. They lose tonight. It can be and will be damaging. Perez now looks back at second. And he fires. And that's how Mace takes the inside pitch for ball 1. 1-0 to Mason Ashlock. Perez once again looks back to second. He fires the 1-0. And check swing by Mace. Fouls it just past first base. 1-1. Freshman phenom Taylor Tracy is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the first. We are scoreless. Nathaniel Perez looks back at second once again. And he fires to Mace. That's inside for ball 2. 2-1 now to Mason Ashlock. Perez once again looks back at second. Inside, same location and the same result. 3-1 now to Mason Ashlock. A lot of folks got to the stadium early tonight. Founders Day here in Drippy Springs, so freeway was closed certain way as Perez fires outside. Bases are loaded for the Tigers. So T. Tracy comes up with the bags full of Tigers. 1 out, bottom of the first. Taylor, of course, still trying to shake off the rust for missing 3 weeks. Facing Perez for the first time tonight as Perez fires outside for ball 1. 1-0 to T. Tracy. Parker Cook in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Perez now fires a 1-0. Outside once again, 2-0 on Taylor Tracy. Aiden Perry at third base. Luke Hudson at second. Mason Ashlock at first. 2 balls, no strikes to Taylor Tracy. Perez fires inside and it's called a strike. 2-1 now on Taylor Tracy. As Perez fires a 2-1. T. Tracy fouls it nearly just past the bullpen of Lehman near the ticket stand. Count goes even 2-2. So Perez now evens up the count with the bags full of Tigers and one away. And it goes over the head of Taylor Tracy. Full count now. Full count. One away. Bases loaded. T. Tracy now hoping he could get a pitch that he could hit as Perez fires the 3-2. And T. Tracy pops it high. Is it going to drop? It is caught out in right field. Good base running by the Tigers. Did not move. But 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the first. And here's Parker Cook. P. Cook. Hoping to get a run across the board for the Tigers. Scoreless here still. 2 away. Bottom of the first. As Perez, with the bases loaded still, fires to Parker. That pitch is high for ball 1. 1-0 on Parker Cook. Perez now looks like he's ready to go. Here's the 1-0. P. Cook fouls it out of play. 1-1. Senior parents, don't forget, have your videos in by Thursday. We will air them on our special senior night edition, our Vype Live senior night for the seniors on Friday night, as Parker pops it high and is going to go out of play, foul. A ball and 2 strikes now to Parker Cook. If Parker gets on, Sammy Akajanian is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Two outs, a ball and 2 strikes to Parker Cook as Perez fires inside and high, 2-2. So Parker now with deuces wild. A nice base hit from Parker will be fantastic right now. Perez awaits. Here's a 2-2. He fires it. Parker slices it foul, and that one's going to go out of play once again. Count remains 2-2. Nothing. Bottom of the first, but the Tigers with the bases loaded as Perez fires a 2-2. And it hits Parker, and the first run comes across the board and is 1-0 Big Cats. Here's Sammy now. Base is still loaded. Sammy with a chance on senior night to really break this game open. As Perez looks, and here's the first pitch to Sammy, and catches the outside corner for a strike 1. 0-1 to Sam Magajani. And Sam quickly back in the box. Sam is itching for a hit right now. Perez fires the 0-1. High and inside, count goes even. Ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1 from Perez, and he fires it. Outside corner, strike 2. 1-2 to Sammy. To be honest, that pitch looked more of a strike than the first pitch. Needless to say, 1-2 now on Sammy. Perez fires well outside, and the count goes even for Sammy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matty Ice is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 1-0 Tigers, bottom of the first. Perez now fires a 2-2. Sammy foul tips it, and the count remains 2-2. Let's see if Sammy on senior night can bring home 2 Tigers. Perez with the 2-2. He fires it. Sammy fouls it out of play. Nice battle as Sam continues to battle Perez. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind is kicking right now here in the jungle. Perez with the 2-2. Fires. Sam slices it in the center field. Base hit. 1 come across the board. Other runners will hold. 2-0 Tigers. Sam McAjanian, RBI single on senior night. That is what you expect from a senior leader like Sammy. He gets 1 across the board and it's 2-0 Big Cats. Here's Matty Ice now. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a 2-0 lead. Perez fires. And Matty Ice slices one in the left field. Another base hit. Mason Ashlock comes across the board. And now Sam is in trouble, but he quickly gets back to second. 3-0 Tigers. Here's AD now. As Theo Howard comes in the courtesy run for Matt Schindler. 3-0 Tigers. Nice first inning from the Big Cats. Perez fires inside for ball 1 on AD. Wind is still kicking up. Perez fires. AD over the second. Should be easy put out as Bazan puts it out and gets out of the inning. But the Tigers with 3 runs off of 4 hits, and they lead 3-0 as we head into the top of the second. Great first inning for the Tigers. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Cienega, Orozco, Sanchez all coming up this half inning for the Lobos as we welcome you back to the jungle. Tigers field on the campus of Dripping Springs High School. Tigers lead 3-0 on this senior night. Brandon Arverson so far with a strikeout already. As Peter Cienega steps in the batter's box to take on Brandon Arverson for the first time. As Big B fires the first pitch. That's well inside for ball 1. Last time these two teams met, Lobos jumped out to a 5-0 lead on the Tigers. As that pitch goes high, 2-0. Tigers in complete control in that first inning. Here comes the 2-0 from Brandon Arverson. He fires it. And Cienega that time swings at nothing but air. 2-1. Alfredo Orozco in the on-deck circle for Lehman. Arverson fires a 2-1. That time it's going to be a dribbler. Can Nico get him out? Nico with the fire. And Mace had to come off the bag. And Cienega gets an infield hit. Second hit tonight for the Lobos. Tough play out there for Nico to make, but he nearly made it. And now Roscoe comes up with 1 on and no outs. Orozco, the catcher tonight for the Lobos. No hitting gloves. You don't see that too often in high school ball. Big B fires inside, ball 1. Abram Sanchez, the designated hitter, in the on-deck circle for Lehman. Big B looks back at first. He does it again. He fires a 1-0. And Orozco did go around. The umpire says he did not. 2-0. Up here, he went around. Nonetheless, and Coach Payne is arguing the same thing, that he went around. Up here, you can clearly see that Orozco went around. He gets the benefit of the doubt and a 2-0 count now against Brandon Arvison. As Arvison now fires the 2-0. Orozco hits it in the center field for a base hit. So the first 2 hitters get on for the Lobos. Still no outs here in the top of the second. Here's Abram Sanchez now.
Now batting, designated hitter number 20, Abram Sanchez.
Sanchez comes up with 2 on and no outs here in the top of the second. Of course, Brandon Arvison, we believe that he got shafted out of that call. Nonetheless, Sanchez with 2 on and no outs. Arvison fires right down the middle, strike 1. A lot of speed on that pitch for Brandon Arvison. 0-1 to Sanchez. David Bazan is in the on-deck circle for Lehman. Big B looks back at second. Long look. He fires. And the bunt cost him a strike that time, and it's 0-2 on Sanchez. Let's see if Sanchez is going to be bold enough again to show bunt. Big B looks back at second. Does it again. Fires the 0-2. Sanchez swings and misses. Second strikeout tonight from Brandon Arvison. First out of the second inning.
Now batting, second baseman, number 11, David Bazan.
As Bazan comes up now, 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the second. Tigers lead 3-0. As Bazan now steps into the batter's box, Brandon Arvison looks back at second. First pitch. The wind caught that one well outside, 1-0. Bazan, I don't know what he was doing. Thought he was. And Arvison still. And Matt Schindler was like, not on my glove. Nice pick off there as Cienega tried to get cute with Matt Schindler. Second out of this inning. It's 2-0 count on Bazan. Nonetheless, 2 away now here in the top of the second. Big B fires. That time, Bazan fouls it to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike now. Matt Schindler, another pickoff. He's had plenty of those this season. That pitch is on the outside. Weird strike zone coming from these ump tonight. 3 balls, 1 strike to David Bazan. John Roberts is in the on-deck circle for Lehman. Brandon Arvison fires a 3-1. Right down the middle, full count now on Bazan. Full count. Brandon Arvison. Long look at home. And now quickly Bazan calls time. Here comes the 3-2 from Big B. Got him! That's strikeout number 3 for Brandon Arvison and the Tigers. Get out of this inning. 2 hits for the Lobos. Nothing more. Could not come across the board. We played an inning and a half. 3-0 Tigers. Top of the order coming up. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care. The sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Top of the order, Nico, AP, Big B, all due up here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 Tigers as we welcome you back. The Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Melvin Jones here with you. Senior night here in the jungle. As Perez gets things going, and the first pitch goes outside for ball 1. As you can even tell by our camera, the wind is howling. Outside 2-0 now to Nico Ruedas. As Perez fires a 2-0. Outside corner, 2-1 now Nico. That one was arguable. As Nico quickly gets back in the box. Perez fires a 2-0. Nico slices one. That's a screamer foul. And the count goes even 2-2. Nico now ready for the 2-2. And that should be a balk. No call. As Nico now gets back in the batter's box. Perez with the 2-2. That's high in the zone. Full count now, Nico. Perez fires. Nico off the net. Count remains full. I don't recall the last time it was this windy here in the jungle. Nonetheless, we here. Perez fires. Nico has himself a bag. Lead off walk for Nico Ruedas. 1 on and no outs for AP. AP tonight 1 for 1. Singling back last inning. As Perry now awaits the first pitch from Perez. Perez fires it right down the middle for strike 1. 0-1 out of AP. Brandon Arvison in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Perez fires. AP pops it high. Over there is Roberts. And Roberts catches it for the first out of the second inning. Here it comes, Brandon Arvison. Big B tonight, 1 for 1. He also had a single back in the first.
There we go, B, start something.
Perez Fires. Nico takes off. Nico gets caught stealing. Second out that quick for the Tigers. It was a nice jump by Nico. He just couldn't convert it. And now Arvidsson with an 0-1 count. And Brendan Arvidsson swings and misses for strike 2. 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2 from Perez. That's outside. 1-2 now to Brandon Arvidsson. Mason Ashlock is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Tigers with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Nathaniel Perez fires the 1-2. And that pitch goes behind the Roscoe. Count goes even, 2-2.
Get on base.
Perez now ready to 2-2. He fires into the dirt. Full count now, Brandon Arvidsson. Full count, 2 outs, no one on, 3-0 Tigers. Brandon Arvidsson back in the box. Perez fires a 3-2. High and inside, and Brandon Arvidsson gets on for the second time tonight. Here comes Mace. As Luke Hudson comes in to courtesy run once again for Brandon Arvidsson. Mace drew a walk back in the first. And he has a runner on first, 2 outs. As Luke takes a nice lead off of first. Perez fires outside for strike 1. Wow.
Never anywhere.
A very late strike call. 0-1 now to Mason Ashlock. Perez now fires the 0-1. That one is high, a ball and a strike. Not only was it late, but it was not even borderline that pitch was well outside. 1-1 now to Mason Ashlock. Mace pops it foul and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. Mace back in the batter's box with Taylor Tracy in the on-deck circle. Luke Hudson taking the lead off of first. Perez fires. Luke takes off. Luke Hudson still second base. So Luke advances. And the count goes 2-2 on Mason Ashlock. Two balls and 2 strikes now to Mason Ashlock. Luke Hudson at second base. Perez doesn't look at second. He does now. He fires a 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Mason Ashlock. And now Mace is ready for the 3-2. Perez fires outside, second consecutive walk for Nathaniel Perez, and the Tigers with 2 on and 2 outs for Taylor Tracy. T. Tracy tonight flied out the right back in the first. 3 walks this inning for Perez. Tigers with 2 on and 2 outs. T. Tracy now with a chance to bring home at least 1. Perez fires outside for ball 1. Would it surprise anyone if that was called a strike? 1-0 now to Taylor Tracy. Parker Cook is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Perez with a look at second. He fires well outside. 2-0 now on T. Tracy. freshman phenom, of course, verbally committing to Tennessee last week. Perez fires the 2-0. T. Tracy hits it high. Is it going to drop in the center? Into the glove of Perez for the third out of the inning. So after 3 walks, the Tigers do not get one home. And at the end of 2, Tigers still lead 3-0. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Eight, 9, and 1 coming up. Welcome back to the jungle. Tigers Field on the campus of Dripping Springs High School. Melvin Jones with you. Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Big Cats with a victory tonight clinches a playoff berth as John Roberts steps up for the first time tonight for the Lobos. Brandon Arvison looks like he's ready to go for the first pitch of this third inning. Roberts hits one. Can AP get to it? And he could not. Infield hit. Whoa! Whoa! Tigers get the call. And now it's going to be an argument. We all thought he was safe. Tigers with a break. Four-3 put out for AP. Don't know if that came from the dugout or some of the fans. Nonetheless, one away. Here in this top of the third. Here is Trey Allen.
Now batting right fielder number 10, Trey Allen.
Allen, the number 9 hitter for the Lobos, against Brandon Arvison for the first time tonight. And Allen slices one in the right field and is caught by Parker Cook for the second out of this third inning. Top of the order, and Isaac Perez now comes up. Perez 0 for 1, striking out back in the first. 2 pitches so far from Brandon Arvison this entire inning. And Perez swings and misses for strike 1. 0-1 to Isaac Perez. Arvison now fires the 0-1. And Perez hits it to the backstop. No balls, 2 strikes. Perez back in the box. Big B likes what he see. He fires the 0-2. And no call. Blue calls it. Ball 1. 1-2 now to Isaac Perez. Big B fires. Got him. 4th strikeout for Brandon Arvison. And the Lobos for the first time tonight go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Cook, Agajanian, Matty Ice, all due up in the bottom of the third. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too. Want to know what might help? Participating in the performing arts in high school. It's been hard being a teenager recently. Hard to cope, hard to keep up, hard not to feel like you're missing out. Everything's different and nobody knows what's next. Encouraging your son or daughter to participate in performing arts can really help. Those are high school activities like band, orchestra, choir, theater, speech, and debate. They'll make new friends, develop confidence, and feel the satisfaction of being part of a team. Participation in the performing arts aren't a cure-all, and they certainly won't make the pandemic go away, but they will make the teenagers in your family feel like they're part of something special. This message presented by the NFHS and the Texas University Interscholastic League.
Cook, Agajanian, and Matty Ice all coming up here in the bottom of the third. Parker Cook tonight was hit by a pitch back in the first, facing Perez for the second time. And Perez goes outside for ball one. 1-0 now to Parker Cook. Here's Perez now with the 1-0. Wide, but he calls it a strike. Count goes even. The ball and a strike now to Parker Cook. As Perez fires a 1-1. Inside corner, strike two. 1-2 now to PC. Perez fires a 1-2. High and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Parker Cook. Sam Agajanian in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 3-0 Tigers. Perez with the 2-2. Well outside. Full count now on Parker Cook.
Hey, win it, Parker. Find a way. Be leadoff now, huh?
As Perez with the full count. He fires. Parker pops it in center field. And caught out there in center field by Perez for the first out of this third inning. Here's Sammy. Sammy tonight, 1 for 1. Single in the first. Senior parents, once again, don't forget, have your senior videos in by Thursday. The airing will be Friday before the game against Tivy as Perez goes well outside for ball one. I've seen a few of them. Class of 2023 got their work cut out for him. Perez once again goes wide. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0 Tigers here. Bottom of the third. 1 away, no one on. Sammy now awaits the 2-0. Perez fires. That one is low. 3 balls, no strikes to Sammy Agajanian. Perez down in the count, 3-0 to Sammy. And he gets strike 1 on the inside. Sammy was about to flip his bat and take his base. Late strike call from the umpire. Perez fires. And again, another late call by the umpire. And the count goes forward this time for Sammy. Perez fires. Sammy, doesn't matter. Floats one into center field for the second out. Horrible, horrible ongoings as Sammy argued to the umpire on the way back to the dugout, clearly upset. And who can blame him? As Matty Ice comes up to bat, and Perez fires outside for strike 1. 0-1 now to Schindler. Perez fires quickly. That one's high. 1-1. Perez now with the 1-1. Outside, 2-1 now. Quick timeout by Schindler. And now Matty is back in the box. Perez fires. And another pop out. This time to right field. And the Tigers, for the first time tonight, go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We apparently don't know what a strike zone is. Nonetheless, Tigers go down in order. They lead 3-0 after 3. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Top of the fourth. Lobos with their 2-3-4 hitters coming up as we welcome you back to the jungle. 3-0 Tigers. Cruz, Perez, Cienega in this fourth inning. Brandon Arvinson so far, 4 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits, no runs. Tigers defense looks like they're ready to go. And Cruz into the batter's box. Cruz tonight 1 for 1 with a single against Brandon Arvinson back in the first. And that pitch is high for ball 1. In the zone, but high, 1-0. JV right now, 8-1 against Lehman and Kyle. As that pitch just gets past Schindler, 2-0. A lot of those JV players we'll see next season. I'm excited to call their games as well. As that time Cruz gets one up the middle. AP is going to have trouble. And he steps off the bag. Infield hit. I just want to make sure this time. Infield hit for Andrew Cruz. That's his second hit tonight.
Now batting pitcher number 5.
1 on, no outs for the Lobos, and here comes the opposing pitcher, Nathaniel Perez. Perez, 0 for 1. He hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the first. As Brandon Arvinson fires, and a strike called 0-1 on Perez. Here's the 0-1 from Big B. Outside it. Strike 2. 0-2 now to Nathaniel Perez. Peter Cienega in the on-deck circle for the Lobos. Brandon Arvinson looks at first. Long look. He fires inside as Perez got out of the way. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Brandon Arvinson. And Perez fires it back to the backstop. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Speaking of Brandon Arvinson, Shout out to his grandparents out in California. Appreciate you tuning in all the time here on Vype Live. Brandon Arvison fires. And that pitch is low, 2-2. Brandon's grandmother wanted to send me a message about our audio difficulties earlier. I appreciate you. All of my parents, I love you all, and I thank you. As Big B fires the 2-0, the 2-2. That pitch is high, full count now on Nathaniel Perez with 1 on and no outs and a 3-0 Tiger lead. Of course, one of these parents for 2 seasons to my right, Eric Wolf. I have to deal with him again next season. Perez fouls it to the back net. Count remains 3-2. Jeff Gosh just told me it doesn't matter what district it is. That's right. We're consistent here in this press box. Arvison fires. Perez takes off, and he gets there. Cruz, takes off, and he has a stolen base. Doesn't matter, as Perez drew a walk. So now the Lobos with 2 on and no outs here in the top of the 4th.
Lobos, first baseman number 16, Peter Cienega.
Cienega comes up. Now with 2 on and no outs. Cienega 1-for-1 single back in the second. Shout out to the Agajanian family as well. Know they're tuning in. Arvison fires outside 1-0. Notice umpire has been very inconsistent tonight. Earlier, he gave that pitch a strike. Right now, nothing. 1-0 now to Cienega. Big B looks back at second. He fires the 1-0. Cienega hits one, foul. Evens up the count. A ball and a strike. Tigers with a W tonight is heading to the bi-district playoffs 2 weeks. Opponent unknown. They could still finish in second place in the district as that pitch goes outside and low. 2-1 now on Cienega. Canyon and Johnson meets Tuesday night. Tigers went out, and a loss from Johnson. Tigers will move into second place and will have the second seed out of District 26. Cienega fouls a screamer off of the net, and the count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers was also the second seed last season on our way to the regional finals. Canyon, barring a miracle, will win the district for the second consecutive season and will be the number 1 seed heading to the playoffs in 2 weeks. The 2-2 now to Cienega. Big B fires it. Cienega fouls it off again, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lehman, of course, still have playoff hopes. They're right behind Alamo Heights right now in the standings. As Cienega foul tips it apparently. Okay, he did call a strikeout. 5th strikeout tonight for Brandon Arvison. First out of this 4th inning.
Now batting catcher number 12, Alfredo Orozco.
Here's Orozco now. Orozco, 1-for-1. Had a single back in the second. He has 2 on and 1 out.
Checking his signs. Why can't they know their signs? They're in high school. For goodness sakes.
Well, why do they know?
Big B is taking his time. Now he's ready as he looks back at second. He fires outside for ball 1. Have to wait some time to see what the signal is going to be. 1-0 now to Orozco. Abram Sanchez is in the on-deck circle for the Lobos. Arvison fires. And pitches inside, 2-0. Last time these two teams played, a total of 32 runs. 5 home runs in that game. 12 pitchers. I don't think we're getting 12 pitchers tonight. Brendan Arvison shakes off the first pitch and a quick timeout by Orozco. Our next telecast Tuesday night coming from Smoky Joe's for the final time. Tigers and the Matadors of Seguin. Coverage begins 6:50 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch right here on Vype. Brendan Arvison looks back at second. He fires. And 3 balls, no strikes now on Orozco. Final score in the JV game. JV wins 8-1 over the Lobo JV team. Brendan Arvison now ready to 3-0. He fires. Swing and miss. Nothing but air for Orozco. 3 balls and a strike now to the catcher. The double play ball will be fantastic. Big B shakes off the first pitch, shakes off the second one. Now he's ready to go. And he fires a 3-1. Orozco hits it up the middle for a base hit. 1 away still. And the ball gets away from Matt Schindler. And a run come across the board. And the Lobos get on for the first time, and it's 3-1 Tigers. Runners advanced to second and third with open base now at first. As now Coach Payne calls time. Settle down his ace. Still 1 away with the runners at second and third. As the Lobos get across the board. 3-1 Tigers. Fifth hit tonight for Lehman. Peanut. Here's Sanchez now. 2 on and 1 out.
Now designated hitter number 20, Abram Sanchez.
Sanchez tonight 0 for 1. He did strike out back in the second. Peanut. As Arvison now fires the first pitch. That pitch gets behind Matt Schindler. And now the Lobos scores their second run. And it's 3-2 Tigers. Wild pitch there from Brandon Arvison. And now Coach Payne right now. I want to see what the call is going to be.
I don't know. They awarded him home plate, but he shouldn't have been awarded home plate.
3-2 Tigers. As the run just comes across the board off of the wild pitch. 1-0 now to Sanchez. Sanchez hits one in the right field, and we're tied. Abram Sanchez ties his ball game up. 3-3. And the Lobos still with only 1 out. Here in this 4th inning. 3 across the board for Lehman as Bazan now comes up. Bazan 0 for 1, striking out in the second. Brandon Arvison needs to get out of this inning right now. And that pitch goes down the middle for strike 1.
If they show up.
0-1 now to Bazan. Arvison looks back at first. He fires. And that's outside Ball one. 1-1 now to David Bazan. Lobos with 3 here in this 4th inning. And that pitch is high from Brandon Arvison. 2 balls and 1 strike to David Bazan. John Roberts is in the on-deck circle for Lehman. 3 all, top of the 4th. That time, Bazan swings at nothing but error, 2-2. Six hits so far for the Lobos. As Arvison fires, swing and miss, and Bazan goes down for the 2nd time. 6th strikeout tonight for Brandon Arvison, 2nd out of this inning. Here's Roberts now. 1 on and 2 outs. Roberts is 0 from 1, grounding out back in the 2nd. Excuse me, he led off last inning grounding out. As Arvison fires at Roberts, Nico is going to have a tough play at first. He got him! Nico with a highlight play on senior night. Lobos, however, do get 3 across the board off of 3 hits. And at the end of 3.5, game is halfway over. We are all tied at 3 apiece. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts.
Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at Vype, VYPE.com.
Fourth, Aiden Dennis, Nico, Aiden Perry, all due up here in this inning as the Lobos with a brand new pitcher as John Roberts moves onto the bump for the Lobos. And here's his first pitch to AD. And that pitch is high and inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Roberts. And does it hit? AD does not. 2-0 though to Aiden Dennis. The wind once again picking up here in the jungle. Seems like it's blowing harder now than it did at the beginning of the game. Roberts now with the 2-0. Aiden Dennis gets one in the center field for a base hit. So AD leads off this inning with a hit. Nice job by Aiden Dennis. And here comes Nico. Nico tonight 0 for 1. Grounding out back in the first. He did draw a walk in the second inning. As now AD with a nice lead off of first. Nico shows bunt, and he bunts it foul. Strike 1. Aiden Perry in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 3 all, bottom of the 4th. A runner on first, no outs. Roberts that time tosses it to first, but Aiden Dennis just slides in safely. Here it comes. The 0-1 to Nico as Roberts looks over his shoulder. Nico shows bunt again, and he fouls it off. Strike 2. 0-2 to Nico, so I'm willing to put money on that Nico won't show bunt again. Roberts once again looks over. That pitch is well outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Nico now. I think this would be the perfect time for Aiden Dennis to steal second base. Roberts hits Nico. Nico gets on for the second time. That one looks like it hurt Nico. And the Tigers now with 2 on and no outs. As Nico trying to shake that one off. Hit Nico right in between the shoulder blades, and Nico looks like he's all right. Here's AP now with 2 on and no outs. AP is 1 for 2, single in the first, popping out in foul territory to third, back in the second. Roberts fires, and almost a nice bunt by AP. Just goes foul. Brandon Arvison is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Three, bottom of the 4th. Tigers with 2 on and no outs. As Roberts pump fakes the second. Gives Aiden Perry a chance to reset. As Roberts looks over the second. AP shows bunt again. And it's called a ball. 1-1 now to AP. And the Lehman coaching staff is not happy with that call. They thought that should have been called a strike. Here's the 1-1 to AP. AP shows bunt again. Pitch is low. 2-1 now on Aiden Perry. Roberts now looks back at second. Fires. Aiden Perry hits one, but it goes foul, and the count is even now on Aiden Perry, 2-2. So let's see what AP is going to do with this 2-2 count. 3 all here in the bottom of the 4th, but the Tigers with 2 on and no outs. Roberts looks back at second. He fires. Aiden Perry slices one in the left field for a base hit. Let's see what Aiden Dennis is going to do. He's going to stay at third, and now the bags are full of Tigers. No outs with their ace up the bat. Big B tonight, 1 for 1. Single in the first, a walk back in second, but he could really help his own cause right now with the bases loaded and no outs. Here comes the first pitch from Roberts. And slices just foul. Just foul, as Brandon Arvison would have cleared the bases at that point. 0-1 now to Brandon Arvison. Here comes the 0-1 from Roberts. Brandon Arvison chops one, single in the left field, base hit, 4-3 Tigers as Nico gets back to third. Brandon Arvison has himself an RBI single. Here comes Mace. Mace once again up the bat with the bases loaded. Still no outs Here in this bottom of the fourth. Mace, 2 walks tonight. That is all. John Roberts fires the first pitch. Mason Ashlock fouls one out of play. 0-1 now to Mace. Taylor Tracy is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Tigers regaining the lead, 4-3. This bottom half of the fourth. Roberts fires. That fouls right off the catcher's mask. The catcher looks like he's all right. 0-2. So Mason Ashlock down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Against John Roberts is still no outs here in this bottom half of the fourth. 4-3 Tigers. Bags full of Tigers. No outs. And Mace swings and misses. First strikeout for John Roberts. First out of this 4th inning. Here is T. Tracy. Bases loaded and 1 out. Taylor tonight is 0 for 2. Popping out in the outfield both times. And Roberts gets that first pitch called a strike. 0-1 on T. Tracy. Roberts fires. T. Tracy, did he go around? He did. Strike 2. 0-2 to Taylor Tracy. Taylor wastes the 0-2. Taylor Tracy slices one into left field. Base hit. Nico comes across the board. 5-3 Tigers. That is Taylor Tracy's first RBI since returning to the lineup last week. Still 1 away. And Parker Cook looks at ball 1. 1-0 now to P. Cook. RBI single for Taylor Tracy. Outside call, but it was called a strike. 1-1 now to P. Cook. Parker slices one over on the third base side. 1-2 now. 5-3 Tigers. Tigers getting 2 back. Regaining the lead. Still 1 away. Bag still full of Tigers. Roberts inside. Count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This game is not as wild as the first one, but it's getting there. Nice cut there by Parker, but it goes foul, and the count remains 2-2. As Roberts now steps back on the rubber. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Roberts delivers on the 2-2. That one is well outside. Full count now on Parker Cook. Sammy Agajanian in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Tigers lead 5-3. Bases loaded. 1 out. Parker Cook with a full count. Roberts fires. Almost hits him. 6-3 Tigers. And the Tigers get all 3 of those runs right back. Here comes Sammy now. Bases loaded. 1 out. 1 out. Sammy has a chance. for another hit and another RBI. Sammy tonight, 1 for 2. He did have an RBI single back in the first. He has the bases loaded right now. Roberts fires. And that is ball one. Definitely thought that was strike one. Nonetheless, 1-0 on Sammy. Very inconsistent strike zone tonight. Sammy steps out of the box. Sammy up in the count. A ball, no strikes as John Roberts fires. Sammy swings and misses for strike one. 1-1 now to the third baseman. Matt Schindler in the on-deck circle for the Tigers as Roberts now fires the 1-1. Sammy fouls it to the backstop. 1-2. Luke Hudson at third base. Taylor Tracy at second base. Parker Cook at first base. Sam McAjanian at the dish. A ball and 2 strikes to Sammy as Roberts fired. Sammy slices it foul. He's still in this battle. Count remains 1-2. As Sammy gets back in the box, down in the count, 1-2. Roberts now fires the 1-2. Sammy swings and misses for strike 3. Second out of the inning. Second strikeout for Roberts. Here's Matty Ice now. Schindler tonight, 1 for 2. He too had an RBI single back in the first. Bases are still loaded. And Schindler hits it in the center field. Drops over the center fielder's head. Is going to clear the bags. Matt Schindler is looking for a triple, and he has it. Stand up RBI single, RBI triple for Matt Schindler. He brings 3 across the board, and the Tigers lead 9-3. As AD is back up in this inning. Theo Howard now, the courtesy runner for the Tigers at third base. RBI triple for the catcher. 4 RBIs tonight for Matt Schindler. 9-3 Tigers. Aiden Dennis back up for the second time this inning. 80 tonight, 1 for 2. Single earlier. And this time it pops up. And a nice catch out there by Cienega for the third out of the inning. But the Tigers get 6. Count them. 6 across the board here in this 4th inning. And they lead 9-3. What an inning. And it's an inning that the Tigers needed. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Allen, Perez, and Cruz all due up here in the 5th inning. Welcome back to the jungle. 9-3 Tigers. Tigers with 6 across the board in the bottom of the 3rd. Capped off by a big RBI triple by Matt Schindler, clearing the bases. As Trey Allen now comes up to face Brandon Arvison for the 2nd time tonight, and he looks at ball 1. Allen 0 for 1, flying out to right, back in the 3rd. As Arvison fires. And did he hold up? Nothing. And they call it a ball. 2-0 now on Trey Allen. A lot of frustrations coming from the Tigers fans. Brandon Arvison fires a 2-0. Allen swings and misses that time, and it's 2-1. Top of the order, and Isaac Perez is in the on-deck circle for Lehman. Brandon Arvison fires a 2-1. And Allen, didn't matter if he went around or not, strike 2. 2-2 now on the right fielder. As Brandon Arvison fires a 2-2. And that time, it gets just past Matt Schindler, and the count goes full. You know, folks, I would love for us to have a camera in this press box to take a look at some of the expressions that is being made, especially by the umpire. 3-2 now to Allen. As Big B fires, and Allen goes down, and that's 7 strikeouts for Brandon Arvison, and the first out of this 5th inning.
Now batting center fielder number 3, Isaac Perez.
Here's Perez now. Perez tonight 0 for 2, both strikeouts. 7 total for Brandon Arvison. Here's the first pitch to Perez. Perez pops it, and it's high. Can Parker get underneath it? It doesn't matter, as Taylor Tracy was right behind him, and that's the 2nd out of this inning. Believe the wind caught that one. And good thing that Taylor Tracy was right behind Parker. 2 outs in this inning as Andrew Cruz comes up to bat. Cruz tonight 2 for 2. 2 singles thus far. As Arvison fires, that pitch is outside for ball 1. Big B readies. Fires. That's a slice foul onto the left field side. Count goes even. Ball and a strike. Cruz is ready quickly. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He swung at all air. A ball and 2 strikes now to the shortstop. Nathaniel Perez is in the on-deck circle as Big B fires. And no call. Oh, man. And as you can tell, many in the stadium was not happy with that call. Count is even now as Cruz has deuces wild. Brandon Arvison thought he had strikeout number 8. Here's a 2-2. And that one goes foul to the back net, and count remains 2-2. (9-3) Tigers, 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Brandon Arvison with the 2-2. Cruz that time slices it straight to Mason Ashlock, and Mace decides to take care of it himself. And the Lobos goes down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Time to stretch here in the jungle. 9-3. Tigers, top of the order. Nico, AP, Brandon Arvison coming up in the bottom of the 5th. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
There are no words to describe it. the isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care, the sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Three Tigers, top of the order. Nico, AP, Big B, all coming up. What a bottom of the fourth that the Tigers had. 6 runs came across, capped off by that 3-run triple by Matt Schindler, as John Roberts still on a bump right now for the Lobos. And his first pitch to Nico goes completely outside for ball 1. A Tiger win tonight, and the Tigers are postseason bound. Nico swings and misses that time, and it's 1-1. A ball and a strike to Nico Ruedas. Nico swings and misses on that one, and he falls down in the count 1-2. Quick timeout for Nico. Looks like he may have hurt his hand. Shaking off his left hand. He's taking his glove off just to shake it off. Hopefully it's nothing major. Remember, Nico jammed that same thumb back in the preseason, sliding in on a triple. Think he only missed 1 game, and he was back quickly. And now the 1-2 to Nico. Roberts. Back on the rubber. Here's the 1-2. And that pitch, he got Nico, and you know this crowd is not happy with that one. Nico isn't either. And that's the 3rd strikeout for John Roberts. Here's AP. AP tonight, 2 for 3. 2 singles. He comes up with 1 out and no one on. As Roberts with the first pitch to AP nearly hit him. Ball 1. Roberts now with the 1-0. That pitch is high, 2-0 now on AP. Here comes the 2-0. And that pitch goes to the backstop. 3 balls, no strikes to AP with Brandon Arvison in the on-deck circle. The 3-0 now. And inside, 4-pitch walk for Aiden Perry. And with 1 on and 1 out, here's Big B. Brandon tonight, 2 for 2. RBI single back last inning. Aiden Perry now on first base. John Roberts throws it over to first, and AP slides back in. I don't know if anyone really realized the significance that for as long as the Tigers have been in 5A, next week it's the last regular season 5A game as Brandon Arvison fouls it to the back net for strike 1. Tigers move to 6A next season, along with all sports. The 0-1 to Brandon. And that pitch is inside. Evens up the count. Ball and a strike. Tigers only with 2 full seasons in District 26 due to COVID eliminating the entire 2020 season as Brandon Arvidsson swings and misses for strike 2. 1-2 now to Big B. Second place finished last season en route to a regional finals appearance. This season, depending on what happens, other places they could finish second as well as Brandon Arvidsson goes down on strikes, and that's strikeout number 4 for John Roberts. Here comes Mace. Mace tonight 0 for 1. 2 walks and a strikeout. Facing Roberts for the second time. Mace that time slices one in the center field, base hit. First hit tonight for Mason Ashlock. Here comes T. Tracy. 2 on and 2 outs. Here in this bottom of the 5th. Taylor, his first RBI since returning. And now he has 2 on. Facing Roberts once again. He singled off of him last inning. Roberts looks back at second. He fires. And that pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to Taylor Tracy. Roberts looks back at second. He fires the 1-0. And that is high and inside. 2-0 now on the freshman phenom. Parker Cook is in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Roberts looks at second. He fires. And Taylor fouls it out of the stadium. 2-1. Two balls and a strike now to Taylor Tracy. Roberts looks at second. And he pump fakes as Aiden Perry just steps back on second. AP with a large lead. And T. Tracy once again fouls it. And the count goes even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild for Taylor Tracy. Tigers with 2 more games remaining after tonight. They head to Smoky Joe's for one final time Tuesday night against Seguin, and then wrap it up next week in the Jungle against Tivy. Roberts fires a 2-2, and Taylor still battling, fouls it out once again, and the count remains 2-2. (9-3) Tigers, bottom of the 5th, 2 on and 2 out. Taylor Tracy is still battling, and another foul for T. Tracy. Shaking off this rust. This is the best I've seen him since coming back to the lineup. Count remains 2-2 with 2 outs and 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th. Taylor now back in the box. Roberts looks at second. He fires. Taylor slices one in the right field. It's going to be caught. I don't think so. Dropped right behind the right fielder. 1 run comes across the board. Here comes Mace. Mace gets across the board. RBI triple for the freshman, and it is now 11-3 Tigers. 2 more RBIs for Taylor. As Luke now comes up to hit for Parker Cook. Tigers now rolling. 11 hits tonight. As Roberts fires. That pitch is high for ball 1. Matt Schindler's spot should be it should be Sam McAjanian should be coming up, but Wyatt Lesper is coming up to hit for Sam McAjanian. 1-0 to Luke Hudson. Luke swings and misses for strike one. 1-1 now. And Luke is quickly back in the box. Roberts now fires the 1-1. Luke swings and misses for strike two. A ball and 2 strikes to Luke Hudson. Wyatt Lesper in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Hitting in the Sam McAjanian spot. Roberts gets Luke looking. Strike 3. 5th strikeout for Roberts. But the Tigers with 2 more across the board thanks to an RBI triple from the freshman phenom. 11-3 Tigers as we head to the top of the 6th. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again, playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care, the sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports, it's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
Coming in as a new pitcher for the Tigers as we welcome you back to the jungle. Tigers baseball on Vype Live. Melvin Jones here with you. 11-3 Big Cats, and they are rolling as Perez, Cienega, and Orozco are all due up this half inning for the Lobos. Tigers win tonight. Tigers heading to the postseason once again, as Jackson now getting some work. Brendan Arvison going 5 strong tonight. Jackson with his first pitch, that's outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to Perez. Jackson now ready, the 1-0. Perez pops it high, underneath it, and caught that time by Luke Hudson. 1 away.
Now batting for the Lobos, first baseman number 16, Peter Cienega.
Few changes now for the Tigers. Luke Hudson out in left field. Brendan Arvison at center. Wyatt Lesper in right field. As Peter Cienega comes up, and Cienega looks at strike 1, 0-1 to the first baseman. And Jackson fires. Cienega gets it, and they call a late foul. Up here, the ball went over first base. Nonetheless, 0-2 now on Cienega. As Jackson now fires the 0-2. That pitch comes off the glove of Schindler. 1-2 now to Cienega. Jackson readies the 1-2. He fires. Cienega hits it. And it looks like Mace is going to swing it over to Jackson for the second out of this inning.
Now batting third base with number 12, Alfredo Orozco.
Here's Orozco now. Orozco, 2 for 2 tonight. Going up against Jackson Conover for the first time, and Jackson fires. That pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to Orozco. As Jackson now fires the 1-0. And Orozco hits it. Easy play for AP. 1, 2, 3 goes the Lobos. They go down in order, and the Tigers are still rolling. 11-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too. Want to know what might help? Participating in the performing arts in high school. It's been hard being a teenager recently. Hard to cope, hard to keep up, hard not to feel like you're missing out. Everything's different and nobody knows what's next. Encouraging your son or daughter to participate in performing arts can really help. Those are high school activities like band, orchestra, choir, theater, speech, and debate. They'll make new friends, develop confidence, and feel the satisfaction of being part of a team. Participation in the performing arts aren't a cure-all, and they certainly won't make the pandemic go away, but they will make the teenagers in your family feel like they're part of something special. This message presented by the NFHS and the Texas University Interscholastic League.
You're back to the jungle. Melvin Jones here with you. Tigers got a few changers. Teddy Dowds coming up to bat. Teddy, of course, one of the 13 seniors being recognized tonight. Teddy now batting for Sam Macajania. As Andrew Cruz is the new pitcher for the Lobos. As Cruz with his first pitch, and that's high. Brush Teddy back. 1-0.
So this is going to put them 2 losses behind Alamo Heights.
Cruz now fires. Teddy nearly got a hit, but it was taken away, and it's the first out of this 6th inning. Here it comes, Wyatt Lesper now. Unless Coach Payne changes, and it looks like he is making some changing. And Carter Gardner's coming up now, replacing Matt Schindler. This Tigers team is going to be very good next season with Carter behind home plate. Carter slices it foul. 0-1 now to Carter Gardner. Here it comes, the 0-1. That pitch is high, evens up the count 1-1. Chase Wisnett in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Coach Payne starting to unload the bench here. And Carter slices it. Foul and just past the bullpen for the Lobos. A ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 from Cruz. And Carter did not go around, and the count is even 2-2. We talk about how young this Tiger team has been this season. They're going to have a lot of depth next season, moving up to 6A. Cruz with the 2-2. And it is going to be foul. Count remains 2-2 to Carter Gardner. Jackson Conover coming back. Theo Howard is coming back. Taylor Tracy is coming back. Carter Gardner, we have a lot of depth that is coming back next season. Cruz fires. Carter slices one. It's going to be routine, and it is 6-3 put out. Second out of this inning. Here's Chase. Chase getting some love here on senior night. He's up. No one on and 2 outs. You're in the bottom of the 6th. Austin Wolf in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. And that pitch is outside, off of the catcher's glove for ball 1. 1-0 to Chase. Cruz now fires in 1-0. And Chase sends a screamer to the net. Count goes even 1-1. 9 versus 9 battle right now. As Cruz readies the 1-1. And that is inside as Chase jumps back a bit. 2 balls and a strike. Tigers with 2 games to go in this regular season. And Chase sends another screamer to the net. And the count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Chase now looks at deuces. Austin Wolf hitting for Nico in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Cruz fires. And that's outside, full count on Chase. There is activity in the Lobo bullpen. As Cruz now with the 3-2. Chase swings it, chases it, and gets struck out. And the Tigers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Tigers 3 outs away from clinching another spot in the postseason. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too. Want to know what might help? Participating in the performing arts in high school. It's been hard being a teenager recently. Hard to cope, hard to keep up, hard not to feel like you're missing out. Everything's different and nobody knows what's next. Encouraging your son or daughter to participate in performing arts can really help. Those are high school activities like band, orchestra, choir, theater, speech, and debate. They'll make new friends, develop confidence, and feel the satisfaction of being part of a team. Participation in the performing arts aren't a cure-all, and they certainly won't make the pandemic go away, but they will make the teenagers in your family feel like they're part of something special. This message presented by the NFHS and the Texas University Interscholastic League.
For the end zone, touchdown, Ryder Hernandez on 4th and 2 from the 17.
Sure, Vype Sports brings you the best in area high school football, but Vype brings you exciting high school volleyball action.
Dive in the middle for the back row. Here comes James and gets the kill.
Vype brings you walk-off home runs on the diamond.
Line
VYP.
In the ball game for the Tigers to wrap it up in their final meeting against the Lobos from Lehman as we welcome you back to the jungle. 11-3 Tigers here, top of the 7th. As it looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter for the Lobos.
Now batting, number 1, A.J. Benavides.
As A.J. Benavides now face CD, and CD quickly gets strike 1. 0-1 now on Benavides. And CD with the 0-1. Just outside of the zone. Count goes even. Ball and a strike. Don't forget, folks, Tuesday night at Smokey Joe's for one last time. Benavides fouls it. Strike 2. We'll be at Smokey Joe's for one last time on Tuesday night. Coverage begins 6:50 with pregame. First pitch at 7 o'clock right here on Vype Live. 2 games remaining after tonight. Barring a miracle, the Tigers are about to get their 10th district win of the season. As Cody Daniels fires a 1-2. Benavides fouls it off of the net. Count remains 1-2. Chris Payne, 3 outs away from victory number 321 in his career. CD. And it did hit Benavides, and Benavides gets on after being hit by Cody Daniels. So the Lobos with 1 on and no outs.
Now batting, number 7, Anthony Martinez.
As Anthony Martinez now comes up for the Lobos. 1 on and no outs. Here in the top of the 7th. Daniels fires. Martinez fouls it off, strike 1. Next Friday night, final home game for the 13 seniors will be on the telecast at 6:40. Senior night videos, tributes from all over the place as Martinez hits one in the left field, and it's going to be an infield hit for Martinez as Nico grabs it, but it's going to be a tough play.
Now batting, number 23, Devin Urea.
As Devin Urea comes up, Nico couldn't get it quick enough, and now the Lobos 2 on and no outs with Urea up to bat against Cody Daniels. Urea fouls it to the backstop, strike 1. Still no outs here in the top of the 7th. 11-3 Tigers. 11 hits for the Tigers. They do have the 1 error. CD fires. Strike 2. Nice pitch by Cody Daniels. 0-2 now to Devin Urea. Cody now fires outside, 1-2. The Tigers arguably right now are playing their best baseball of the season at the right time. And CD fires in the pitch, goes past Carter Gardner, and the runners do advance the 2nd and 3rd, and the count goes even on Urea. So runners at 2nd and 3rd, no outs in an 11-3 ball game. As Cody fires and called a ball off a pitch that he's been calling a strike all night. Full count now on Urea. Cody fires. Urea fouls it out of the stadium, and the count remains full. Tigers looking for their 4th consecutive win Stunningly, they've only done that once this season, early in district play. Full count on Urea, no outs. Urea fouls it once again, and the count remains full. Here it comes, the 0-2 and a quick timeout by Urea. Meanwhile, the Lobos lose this game. They're in serious trouble as they will be behind 2 games. The Mules, they were behind Alamo Ranch 2 games. As quickly, Urea gets himself an RBI single and is now 11-4 Tigers. Alamo Heights right now 8-5.
Now batting number 6.
The Lobos
Duranzi.
7-6. And with a loss tonight, will fall 2 games behind the Mules. And there's still no outs. Runners at the corners now. Cody now looks behind his shoulder. And the pitch goes foul. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Top of the order. And Isaac Perez due up next for the Lobos. Daniels fires. Inside pitch. Does not get the call. 2 balls and a strike now. CD now with the 2-1. Well outside, 3 balls and a strike. Runner takes off, and they will still, well, it won't be a steal as bags are full of Lobos now.
Now batting center fielder number 3, Isaac Perez.
As Perez comes up with the bases loaded and no out still. And a mound visit by the infield. Few changes in the infield. Teddy Dowds is at third. Austin Van Berkeley at first. Aiden Perianico remains out there. Carter Gardner behind home plate now. As Perez comes up, bases loaded and no outs. Here in the top of the 7th. CD fires. No call, ball 1. (11-4) Tigers. Daniels outside 2-0. The 2-0 to Perez. Into the dirt, 3 balls and no strikes. There is activity in the Tigers bullpen that looks as though it is Price Donatello. He is warming up for the Tigers. As CD fires, he gets a strike and it's 3-1. Daniels, 3 balls and 1 strike to Perez. Perez swings and misses, and the count goes full to Isaac Perez. Perez tonight 0 for 3. He has 2 strikeouts, and he popped up the center field back in the 5th. Cody fires. Perez gets it, and it's going to be dropped in for a base hit, and another run comes in to score, and it's now 11-5 Tigers. Perez with his first hit of the night, RBI single. As Coach Reynolds now takes the long walk to the mound. 2 runs in his inning for the Lobos. And CD exits. And Billy Burnett comes in to relieve. We'll let Billy takes his warm-up pitches. When we come back, Tigers still lead 11-5 here in the bottom of the bottom of the seventh, and you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Billy Burnett on this senior night comes in to try to close the game up for the Tigers. Still no outs. Still bases loaded. 11-5 Tigers. Tigers victory tonight. And they are headed to the playoffs. As Andrew Cruz gets ready to come up to face Billy Burnett.
Now batting pitcher, number 9, Andrew Cruz.
Cruz tonight, 2 for 3, 2 singles, facing Billy Burnett for the first time. And Billy gets Cruz to foul it off for strike 1. Cruz, the 6th hitter for the Lobos this inning. As Billy now fires the 0-1, and that's inside as Carter Gardner was able to block it. Count goes even, the ball and a strike. Nathaniel Perez is in the on-deck circle for Lehman. We have scored half the runs that we did in the first inning, 16 tonight total, as Billy fires, and nothing. 2-1 now to Cruz. A clear strike was called a ball that time. 2 balls and a strike to Andrew Cruz. Billy Burnett fires. Cruz swings, tips it, 2-2. As Billy now is hoping to get his first strikeout, get any out here in the 7th inning. He fires, and it is popped up, foul, and it's going to go out of play, and the count remains 2-2. Burnett fires. Got him looking. Billy Burnett comes in and gets Andrew Cruz looking for the first out of the 7th inning.
Number 5, Nathaniel Perez.
Here's Perez now. Perez 0 for 2. Grounding out into a double play back in the first. Flying out in the 6th. And he walked in between. As Billy Burnett now 1 away. And this time it was hit right in front of Wyatt Lesper. And another run comes in to score. 11-6 now, Tigers.
Now batting first baseman, number 16, Peter Cienega.
Here's Cienega now. Cienega 1 for 3. And Cienega fires, and it is hit, and it is going to drop in for another base hit, and another run comes across the board for the Lobos, and it's 11-7. 4 in this inning for Lehman. And a quick mound visit by Coach Payne. And it looks like we may have another pitching change, and we will. As looks like Nico's about to take the mound. As Coach Payne want to stop the bleeding, and the senior will take his warm-ups. When we come back, it is still bases loaded. 11-7 now, as Nico's getting ready as he grabbed his glove. And we'll let Nico take his pitches as we take a break. 11-7 Tigers, and you're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
For the end zone, touchdown, Ryder Hernandez on 4th and 2 from the 17.
Sure, Vype Sports brings you the best in area high school football, but Vype brings you exciting high school volleyball action.
Dive in the middle for the back row. Here comes James and gets the kill.
Vype brings you walk-off home runs on the diamond.
Line drive, deep to left. It is going, and it is gone.
From lacrosse to the pitch to the court and more, the leader in high school sports coverage is Vype Sports. VYP.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
11-7 Tigers. Nico Redis now on the bump. Bases are still loaded. One away. As we do have changes now in the Tiger infield. As Aiden Dennis moves over to play short. As Orozco now comes up after 2 consecutive singles by the Lobos to now get this game within 4 runs. Tigers led 11-3 to begin this top of the 7th as Nico fires and Orozco sees nothing but smoke and strike 1. 0-1 on tonight. He was a starting catcher. Nico, hat nearly comes off, but Nico does what Nico does, and that's strike 2. 0-2 quickly to Orozco. Abram Sanchez is in the on-deck circle. Nico looks back at second. He fires, and Orozco fouls it back, and the count remains 0-2. Right now in the top of the 2nd, Alamo Heights is destroying Veterans Memorial 8-0. And Roscoe pops it up. Wyatt Lesper is underneath it. 2nd out. So that was Austin Wolf with the catch. We had some changes that I didn't even see as Abram Sanchez represents the final desperation for the Lobos. Believe it or not, if Sanchez hits it out, we'll have a tie ball game. Nico fires. That pitch was well outside, but it came with a lot of smoke. 1-0 to Abram Sanchez. As Nico looks, he fires. Sanchez to the net. Ball and strike now to the designated hitter. David Bazan in the on-deck circle for the Lobos. Nico looks back at second. And the 1-1. That was right on the corner. Nico didn't get the call. 2-1. Nico looks back at second again. 2-1. High. Out of the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike to Abram Sanchez. Bases loaded. 2 outs. And now Nico fires the 3-1. Sanchez fouls it out. And now the Lobos down to their final strike. (11-7) Tigers. Nico looks back at second. Fires. Got him. Tigers is headed to the postseason. 4th consecutive victories for the Tigers. And they beat the Lehman Lobos tonight by a final score of 11-7. Great game by both teams. 2 hours, 11 minutes was the game total. We'll have all the numbers when we come back to the jungle. Tigers win their 4th in a row on senior night. They're headed back to the playoffs and await their seeding. You're watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Final score tonight, 11-7, Big Cats. Final numbers tonight, Tigers with 11 runs, off 11 hits, 1 error. Lobos, 7 runs, off 11 hits, no errors. Player of the game tonight, Matthew Schindler. Matty Ice, 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, including a bases clearing triple that happened back in the 4th inning. So the Tigers, 4 in a row, playing their best ball of the season. They clinched a spot in the playoffs. Right now they are sitting 3rd, right behind Canyon, who is a win away from clinching the district, and behind, a half game behind, Johnson. So a lot to still be played for in District 26. Senior parents, do not forget, senior videos have them to me by Thursday. We will air them on a very special Tiger pregame Friday night, 6:40 time, before the final regular season home game of these 13 seniors. In the meantime, we will be back on Tuesday night. Our final visit, the Smoky Joes in Seguin, Texas. Coverage begins 6:50 pregame. First pitch, 7 o'clock, right here on Vype Live. Very entertaining game tonight. Once again, between these two teams, there's no telling when they will meet again, but this is their final time meeting in district play. Final score tonight, 11-7 Tigers with a victory, their 4th in a row. For everyone, with our Vype family, I'm Melvin Jones saying good night from the jungle. We will talk to you guys on Tuesday. This has been Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. See you guys Tuesday. Have a fantastic weekend.